Welcome to Senior Insights. Come on in, grab a chair, and sit down. And today we're going to talk about aging in place. That's what we're going to talk about. And it's a very difficult subject because there's a lot to cover. And I don't like my videos to go on for 25 minutes because people don't watch them that long. So I don't know whether I'll do a series or whatever, but once again, I'm going to wing it. So that could be a disaster or it could be a good thing. I just hope that it's not too confusing for you because I don't have bullet points or I don't have any of that stuff that you can kind of take home or copy or whatever. So aging in home is an active, intentional living in the home of your choice. So now we have to figure out, what is the home of your choice? Is the home of your choice where you're living right now? Would you like to live in an assisted living facility? Would you like to live in an independent apartment that has a continuum of care? So you're independent, then you go to the assisted living, and then if you end up in a nursing home, it's all in the same community. A lot of people that are solo opt for that route because they don't have anyone usually to rely on. Okay, so now that you know where you want to live, how are you going to be able to stay there? What are the things that will hinder you from being able to take care of yourself and live at home in a comfortable style? You need to think about these things. Half of the falls to the elderly are because of the environment. So that's what we're going to talk about mostly. I might have to do 2 or 3 or a series, and I think I already said that. I don't know if I already said it because I've already taped this 3 times and haven't been satisfied with it. So, you need to figure out what are safety hazards in your home. What are the safety hazards? Look around, bring someone in with a fresh eye and have them look. Like my friend Ann, it drives her crazy that I leave my vacuum cleaner cord across the floor because I just like to be able to pick it up whenever I have the urge to. Well, it's a very dangerous thing. And the cord gets all curled up. And it's a place that I walk all the time. Now, my argument for that is, well, I just pick up the vacuum and I can vacuum whenever I want. Well, she'll say, well, but you can trip on it, my dear. And I say, yes, but I can vacuum quicker. Well, why don't you get a cordless vacuum? Because I don't have any wall space to hang the vacuum on. So I've got to figure that out because I think she's right. I heard when I was doing my research, I heard one of the presenters said she helped a woman with a plan, but this woman was very stubborn. She had an electric cord running across the floor of her hallway to a lamp in the other room because she didn't have enough outlets or something. And in the middle of the night, the power went out, and she lived in an apartment that she liked, and that's where she wanted to stay. She tripped on that electric cord that she walked over 100 times every day for the last 5 years. She tripped and she never went back to that apartment. So that kind of scared me because we can be really cocky and really in denial, but we can also trip and never come back. I could never come back to this beautiful place if I tripped on that and got severe injuries. So you have to look around and you have to see what are potential safety hazards. Cords are a biggie. I have cords next to my living room chair. The reason I have cords is because my tortoise's cage, Skittles, is right next to me. So I can see him and interact with him. He comes when I call him, you know. He does. People don't believe me. Anyway, he has a heat lamp, he has a basking lamp, and he has this, I was going to say an SUV lamp, a UV lamp. So he has to have all those 3 lamps. I don't have the heat lamp on there now or plugged in. So I have one of those power strips. The power strip is jammed up, and so isn't the plug that it's plugged into. Well, first of all, it's probably a fire hazard, and second of all, it's definitely a tripping hazard because I've tripped on it on several occasions. I have my phone charging cords on it. If you have your phone, and I have extra long cords so that they can reach the charger wherever it is. That was my adaptation. And now it's going to kill me. Anyway, so I've had the phone in my lap, and I get up, and it's still attached to the charger, so it pulls me back. So I could easily fall just from a stupid telephone charger. Then, in front of my chair, I'm telling you all my dirty secrets, but I don't want you to be looking at my stuff. I want you to think about what do you have that's like mine that's in your way? Because you might have to have a walker. I did when I had my knee and my hip replaced. Oh, that was terrible. And I know some of you are using walkers now. Maybe you can help us on how you've adapted your home. So anyway, I have this footstool in front of my chair. Now, I've had this living room set probably for 9-10 years maybe. But when I bought it, I wanted that gliding rocking chair, and I love it. The seat is worn out because that's all I do is sit. And I rock here. I like to rock. Autistic children rock too. It makes them calmer or something. Anyway, it's in my way. So it obstructs the path. If I had a walker and wanted to go to my chair, I couldn't do it because my stool would be in the way. So I'd have to bend over or try to move the stool with my feet. It's heavy. I have to move it every time I vacuum, and it wobbles. I've pinched my fingers in it a couple of times, and I don't use it. But then I say to myself, yeah, but when you bought your furniture, you really wanted that footstool. What if you need it again? I don't use it. But that's how I talk, and I bet there's a lot of people of you that talk like that. So you have to be willing to invest in your own safety, because that's the thing that's probably going to be what sends you out of your own home, is your safety, a fall. Just saying. So you have to look at every room, and you have to figure out what the barriers are to you walking around. So if you have, let's start at the door coming in. Do you have steps that you have to come in? Or do you live like in an apartment building and you can go right in and then you can go over to the elevator, so you don't have to worry about this? But people have those 3 little steps. Some people, maybe they live on the 2nd floor and they have to go up a whole long set of steps. I bet not too many people are like that. And then some of the people here actually live in their RV full time. Those are steps that they have to get up and out, in and out of. Evaluate your entrances. Have a ramp installed before you need it. Have your stairs made before you need it. There's a way to make, let me see if I can find it. It's called a threshold ramp, and it's like 3 inches high. It's like regular steps, but it's only 3 inches high, and it has a wide base platform so that you can come down the stairs and you can put your walker on the stairs. Right now, you have to hold your walker out like this, right? And you're going like this. I know, I've been around. You have to have railings on the outside. If you, like I have a narrow entrance that I have to walk through, And on one side only, on the house side, I have a railing that my friend Ann put up for me last year. And then I have a railing on both sides of the steps so that if I have to, I can pull myself up. And there are 3 steps. And then there's 1 step into my house. It's a very low step. But if I had a walker, it might be a problem. You can buy wedges that will make like a threshold ramp. So, okay, so now we're in the house and you want to use the bathroom. So you go in the bathroom, and nowadays they make toilets that are very low. I had one installed last year, as a matter of fact, that is a higher one. It's higher than the disabled one. Even though I think in many ways, like using the bathroom, I am disabled, sort of. It's hard to get up off the toilet. And if you have a knee or a hip replacement, it's really hard. You need to be able to pull yourself up. Anyway, I have done that, and I have one railing on one side so that if I need to, I can pull myself up on the grab bar. It's a legitimate grab bar put in the studs, and I had that done before I had my first before I had my knee replacement, because I knew it would be a challenge for me. Now I need to have another one put on the other side of the toilet, or you can put handles on your toilet that hook underneath your toilet seat, and they're pretty secure, and then you can push yourself off. So, that's another idea. Then they have these 3-way commodes that are large, and they can go over the top of the toilet so that you have the arms and you have a high seat, because commodes are higher. And then if it's difficult for you to get out of bed in the middle of the night to pee or whatever, you can put the commode next to your bed so that you have it there. So those are just things that you could think about, but they are essential. So then you go into the shower. And several of the videos that I watched said that you should have a hand railing on both ends of the shower for getting in and getting out, because you never know what arm is going to be affected if you have something wrong. You could have a stroke and lose your strength in the arm that you would ordinarily pull yourself in. Or you could have a broken arm, so you couldn't use it, but you can still take a shower. And that you should have one on the side wall and on the back walls so that you can pull yourself up. Should also have a shower chair. A lot of people are resistant to shower chairs, but I don't have a bathtub. I have like a 4-inch lip on my shower stall, so that is potentially a problem. But you can buy wedges, kind of like to make a ramp. But I don't know how that would work in my bathroom, but maybe it would work in yours. Maybe you have more space. So you should have rails on either side, along the back, and there's a thing, if you have a shower, a handheld shower, and it's way up high and you have to reach up high, there is a handle or a holder that you can purchase. Home Depot has them. That adheres to the wall, and you can sit in your chair and you can have your shower, and it's not smashing you in the face, and you can control it like the handheld shower, and then you can put it where it belongs. So just when you buy a shower head, make sure that you get a nice long cord. So, in the bathroom, we're still in the bathroom. Have you ever used your towel holder to steady yourself? Come on. Fess up. I have. That's plugged into nothing. It's screwed in with those hollow anchor things. It's not in studs. Usually, it could be. What one channel suggested is to have a grab bar there where your towel rack is and still use it as a towel rack. Or they make grab bars that have towel racks hanging off of them. The point of it is the towel rack is not safe. If you're thinking, visualizing that it's safe as a handle, it's not. Now, one of the things that I'm very happy that I did, this might not be for everybody, but when we built this house, we built bathroom sink to be kitchen counter height. So you don't have to bend over to get to the sink. You know, it's kind of a more comfortable position for you. But do you have a handle on there that you can turn? When you have arthritis in your hands, or you have surgery on your hand, or I have a friend who had an elbow replacement. Can you believe that? And her hand is numb. It's hard for her to turn things. Well, there are adaptive things, but you can just change the handles to lever handles, you know, where you can just pull the lever instead of turning. So I think I've said enough for the bathroom. Oh, no, I didn't. Scatter rugs. I have scatter rugs. I love scatter rugs. But if you had that towel bar instead, if you had that grab bar that you're using as a towel bar, you could put your rugs on that. You could put them inside the shower stall on your tub seat. I didn't even talk about the tub seat. To get into the tub, there's one, if you have a tub and you want to get into your bathtub so you can take a shower, then you get one of these transfer tub sheets so that you can slide over without having to lift your feet as much and risk falling while you're getting into the tub. And then you can use your handheld shower that's right there because you already planned for it. You weren't sick when you planned for it, or disabled, or whatever it is. Old, I don't know what it is. It's coming up on us though. Okay, enough for the bathroom. Have you had enough? This is not my usual thing. This was a request, and I do think that it's very important. And when I first started this channel, this was what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people be able to stay in their homes, but it didn't work out. Nobody wanted to watch those videos. So if you look at some of my original ones, there's one about safety, there's one about adaptive equipment, there's one about fire safety, blah, 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 safety. So, well, let's go into the kitchen. I've got scatter rugs. I have a rug in the kitchen. I'm going to get some of that non-skid tape. That rubber stuff, you know, with the holes in it, that doesn't work. At least it doesn't work for me. I don't know, maybe it works for you. It works good for shelf liner, but it doesn't work good for rugs. But I understand, and I haven't done it, that there are adhesive strips that you can put on the bottom of scatter rugs. So that's something that I could probably do. Then you need to look in your kitchen. I should have said this in the bathroom too, but you want to look in your kitchen for prime realty spots. And by that I just mean where you go to get most of the things in your kitchen. Do you have a lot of things that you need under your sink? Are they reachable? Are things reachable? In other words, go through your cupboards, declutter them, and put things within your reach as much as possible, because we don't want you standing on ladders and step stools. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if you do it safely, but the one I have is pretty rickety, and I still do it, and it's not a good thing. Or the way that I told you my friend Gay stood on her step ladder and then put her foot in the sink while she's washing a window. No, those are not intelligent things to do. And I already told her, so. I think I'm going to stop on this, and I think I'm going to try and do a safety video or aging in place for a while until I cover all the things that I cover. Because this is no longer what I usually do. But I want to be here to meet everybody's needs. And you people are all so savvy. You've probably already done these things, and you're going to give me ideas of what I can share in the next video. So, thank you for coming. Thank you for bearing with me. I hope that you don't trip on the vacuum cleaner cord. Please come back tomorrow.